Welcome back to the channel, gang. In today's video, we'll look at some creepy and interesting TikToks that'll make you question everything. Let's get it.
It's a barbecue.
Oh no, that's a UFO. That's a UFO.
I'm not sure if that's really a UFO, but it does have the shape of an aircraft, but that's either something the government or the military want to hide from the public.
I'm watching this clip, right? As above, so below, right? Guys, I made the connection. It's gonna blow your mind that we knew all along what this remind you of. What this is remind you of, y'all. Watch this. Look, I'm not supposed to be holding on to this phone, but my mind cannot stop, and I feel like I should share this. Whenever I watch something, I connect dots. That's me. And whenever you're watching something, when they're showing you books in those movies, take the titles. They are telling you something. But this is the big ass camera, y'all. I'm gonna show you guys. This is what they did not want to tell us what that is, y'all. I'm gonna show you guys what that is. You guys ready? Just tell me if I'm onto something, man. TikTok, this is not facts. This is not true. All right? All right, guys, check this out. TikTok, this is not true. This is not facts. All right? So you guys, take a second and read this and tell me what you think. They have been lying to us, y'all. It's too obvious now, man. It is.
If pyramids really have a camera system, imagine how much data they have been collecting over decades.
The hollow earth one, I was like, that is so ridiculous. But then they discovered 3 times as much water inside the earth than there is in the oceans.
Literally, there's like massive empty spaces down there, bigger than the Grand Canyon.
The finding published in Science suggests that a reservoir of water hidden in the earth's mantle is more than 400 miles below the surface. All this water, 3 times the volume of water on the surface, is trapped inside the rocks.
If there were voids within the earth and there was like some kind of heat source, theoretically, some life form could evolve down there just like we did.
Because they taste so
For a second, I had no idea where that commercial was heading, but the ending told me everything.
good. But what's in them is not so good. You know, we've learned to accept it, but I don't know if you'll feel so accepting after this. The company Clear Foods recently analyzed 345 hot dog and sausage products from 75 brands and retailers and found, are you hot dog lovers ready for this? Human DNA in 2% of the samples and in 2/3 of the vegetarian samples. And get this, 10% of all vegetarian products appear to contain meat. Clear Foods says that there are some companies producing high-quality hot dog, top scores to Butterball, McCormick, Eckrich, and Hebrew National.
I'm not sure if that applies to all hot dog brands, but just to be safe, we can do without them at family barbecues at this point.
Are the worst. Jimbo, why don't you assist Lunch Lady Doris in the kitchen?
It's hard for me to clean this giant pot when you keep spilling meat tenderizer all over me. Oh, great. Now I gotta work in the dark.
This sandwich tastes so young and impudent. See more of it's with a good grab.
Well, perhaps I ought to let you folks in on a secret. You remember me telling Jimbo Jones that I'd make something of him one day?
Are you saying you killed Jimbo, processed his carcass, and served him for lunch?
I wonder where Jimbo is today. He should have beaten us up for our lunch money an hour ago.
Oh, lunch lady, please to have another sloppy Jimbo. How's the school night?
No, that's your third helping, young man. It's making you fat and soft and tender. You just cut in line, didn't you? Reported attention, Ooter.
For how long?
Oh, about 7 minutes a pound should do it.
Okay, I got your German grub right here.
Bart, does it strike you as odd that Uter disappeared and suddenly they're serving us this mysterious food called Uterbraten?
Oh, relax, kids. I've got a gut feeling Ooter's around here somewhere. After all, isn't there a little Ooter in all of us? In fact, you might even say we just ate Ooter and he's in our stomachs right now. Wait, scratch that one.
Mom, you've got to help. They're cooking kids in the school cafeteria.
Listen, kids, you're 8 and 10 years old now. I can't be fighting all your battles for you.
But, Mom...
No buts. You march right back to that school, look them straight in the eye, and say, "Don't eat me."
Okay.
It's beyond me how an episode like this can actually air on television, but we think it's all fun and games until we see an episode like this resemble something that happened in real life.
Remember how I just showed you the KFC advert that basically showed them worshiping a chicken egg and a human being dipped into gravy and turned into a chicken tender? Now, the symbolism behind that KFC advert was already very, very concerning. Definitely had a hint of and telling us what fast food chains are really feeding us in order to mass produce fast food. Not to freak you out even more, because no one even talks about this study that was done by Clear Labs in 2016 that found human and rat DNA in 22 different fast food chains in North California. And out of these 22 fast food chains, most of them were nationally known, but they wouldn't tell us which one. Oh, and let's not forget how last year they said they were going to start creating lab-grown meat and mass producing it in these restaurants and food chains. But what I'm about to show you is scary. Now, back in 2016, there were researchers who took samples from 22 of the most major and most popular food chains across the world. They took samples from California and found that human and rat DNA were found in burgers and other products. This report was put out by Clear Lab, and scientists did say that in fact they found human DNA and rat DNA and other discrepancies were found in most, if not all, of the burgers that they tested. They tested 258 samples from 79 brands and 22 retailers from retailers and fast food chains in Northern California. But of course, these are food chains all around the world. It's not just California, but this is where they took samples from. They used something called NGS, which is next generation genomic sequencing. Other tests, and they also screened for authenticity, minor substitution, contamination, gluten, fungi, toxic plants, and other allergens. Out of all of those 258 samples, Clear Lab says human DNA was found in one vegetarian burger, other burgers, and rat DNA was found in most of the fast food burgers, and even a vegetarian had ground human meat or something of the sort. Makes you wonder about that KFC advert. I am telling you, do not eat fast food meat. Remember how those Impossible burgers came out? Wasn't shit impossible. But yeah, I just thought I would drop that knowledge on you for the day. Oh.
For all the farmers out there, you guys are definitely winning because it's coming to a point where you can't really trust buying any food out.
This story is like something out of a horror movie. A crisis has developed at South Africa's remote Sene 4 research base in Antarctica. It's about 2,500 miles from home. Last month, a member of the 9-person team sent an urgent email reporting a male researcher physically assaulted one colleague and threatened to kill another. They fear for their safety and requested help. But this base is now cut off from the sea, and any evacuation flight could face winds exceeding 130 miles per hour and sub-zero temperatures. The team isn't scheduled to return to South Africa until mid-December. And yes, these researchers undergo psychological evaluations. Government officials say that the situation is under control and everyone is cooperating with specialists who are mediating the situation, and that the person in question has shown remorse. But this isn't the first time this has happened at the base. There have been several altercations in the past with at least 2 people evacuated during previous expeditions. And this has raised questions about the reliability of the tests used to screen people.
That it was
If there's already turmoil in Antarctica, I'm not quite sure why they waited until December to get those guys out. Help me understand the logic.
crash. Wasn't an airplane, but they didn't know what it was at that time. Yeah, but she said we have 3 bodies. That there was 3 bodies. She said 2 of them were very mutilated. One looked like it might have walked out, or that it, might have lived a little while. And she explained they were like 3.5 feet to 4 feet tall, and very, very delicate skin. In fact, they said the skin would look like they could almost see through it, almost transparent.
There's some serious shit going down off the coast of Florida right now, and you're probably going to see a lot of videos over the next couple of days about what's happening. There's a group of whistleblowers, some claiming to be military personnel and sailors, going all around on X, Telegram, and even Reddit right now, talking about how the U.S. Navy, and this is according to them, okay, apparently discovered a huge ship that's underwater off the coast of Florida, somewhere near Daytona Beach. Apparently, whatever this thing is, has sent numerous pulses of energy out and apparently knocked out power to a couple of the ships. This is all being reported by them, by the way, and apparently this thing is appearing on radar and then disappearing off of radar. I mean, there's some crazy shit going down. And now there's objects being seen off the coast of Daytona Beach. Numerous objects, might I mention, that seem as if they're coming out of the water and then flaring out into the sky that look literally as bright as the sun. I've seen these same exact objects appear in the sky over the Gulf of Mexico throughout the last couple of months now. I have no idea what they are, sometimes being chased by what looks to be military helicopters and what looks to be even fighter jets. And that just adds to all the rumors that have been coming out about some mothership appearing out there as well. Now apparently this has been occurring over the course of the last couple of days now, so I went to TikTok and I looked it up, and lo and behold, what do you know? There's actual videos of them appearing over the water, some literally flaring as bright as the sun. I have no idea what these objects could be, but I've seen literally about 200 of them since January. Every single time I try to post a video of them, my videos are always suppressed. So if you live in or anywhere around Daytona Beach, I need you to go outside. I need you to look in the sky and see if you see any of these objects, because I need an explanation real quick.
If this is true, it makes me think how vulnerable cruise ship boats can be when they're way out there in the ocean. Let me know if cameras nowadays have a reptilian filter, because this look crazy.
Yeah, which is good news for skiers and so-so for drivers. If you take a look right now, you can see the Dungeness Tower cam showing that full moon that's out there. We had the eclipse earlier in the evening, last night, I guess it is now, and it's called the worm moon.
I'm curious if that news station had a subsequent segment discussing that flying object, because if not, then they see a lot and tell us very little.
I'm a retired FBI agent, and this is a conspiracy theory that keeps me up at night. In 2018, a treasure hunter tipped off the FBI to a large cache of buried, stolen Civil War gold in a rural part of Elk County, Pennsylvania. Now, the story goes, this treasure hunter had been looking into this since around 2011, probably further back than that. But his research showed that during the Civil War, a secret society known as the Knights of the Golden Circle, a group that operated in the North to sabotage the Northern efforts, one of them being to steal this gold that was on its way to the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia and then hide it. Why they never went back for it, I don't know. This treasure hunter had been operating or doing his research and looking for this stuff, and he located a site that was on public land in Pennsylvania. And he was operating under the permission of the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. It's somewhere along the way, this treasure hunter and the DCNR had a falling out, and he follows this up and goes to the FBI. He told them, or however he convinced them, they took it seriously enough to hire an outside agency to go in and do some very high-tech survey of the property to see if there's any validity to this. And sure enough, this high-tech equipment revealed that there was a large mass of some kind at this site underground. And then the FBI, also using pretty high-tech equipment, determined that there was the presence of gold. They end up getting a seizure warrant through a federal judge. They get a writ of entry that gives them access to the land. They do a 3-day search for this using an excavator and all kinds of techniques, to try to locate this stuff. Very well documented, I have to say, very thoroughly documented. And they found nothing. No sign of Civil War gold, no sign that anything had been buried there. Now, currently ongoing, there's a lawsuit between this treasure hunter and the FBI. He claims that they did find something and that there's video evidence of this. I don't understand why the site survey shows presence of gold, a large mass under the ground, and then they find absolutely nothing. So stay tuned, and I'm going to fill you in on this one completely because it really, really interests me.
Everything looked like an AI-generated video, with perfect graphics and visual effects. The sky and water were a striking blue. The parachute shape seemed fake, and even dolphins appeared in the distance, like something from a CGI trailer. Not to mention, when the capsule made contact with the cold seawater, there was no steam, despite the heat generated by the high-speed re-entry. Another issue came to light with the timing. When the astronauts landed, they claimed that the rescue fleet would take about 30 minutes to reach them, but in reality, it only took 2 to 3 minutes. Originally, American astronauts Barry Wilmore and Sunita Williams were only supposed to stay in space for 8 days. But strangely, the video that was later released showed them celebrating various holidays with decorations. I can't believe space station supplies would include such items. So there's only one possibility. This whole thing was planned. They never went to space and were just staying somewhere creating a fake, stranded in space illusion. The most crucial point is the report that they returned to Earth aboard SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule. But we all know that SpaceX's spacecraft had already experienced 2 failed test flights this year. On January 16th, it disintegrated during a test flight, and on March 6th, an energy event caused multiple Raptor engines to fail, leading to the spacecraft's loss of control and disintegration. Do you still believe this story is true?
For the mere fact they had Christmas gear on, either they knew they're going to be in space for a prolonged time or they never went there in the first place.
Let me tell you a true story. Pizza Boom, watch this video to the end. What in the world is this? This video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go. What is that? Do you see that eye? What in the world is that? What is it? I'm tired of this, guys. What is this? What is that? Huh? Did you see that eye? What was that? You got the answers? Can somebody please tell me what that is? Because I know everybody on TikTok got the answers. Stop playing with me, son. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what that was in that cave or that hole. That guy doesn't even know what it was. That's why I'm asking you, what is it? Shut up! I'm telling you, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. Shut up! Don't say it. Just like there's a lot of things. You know what time is it, guys? Stay out of there. Stay on Earth. Stay on the ground where you belong. Because every time you want to go and experiment and see what's going on in other places, you're going to run into shit like that. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys. And you see what time is it? A lot of strange things. A lot of things that have been here before us. Or they just got here. But guess what? When they got here, you were sleeping. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game in these streets, guys. You know what's going on out there, so you better be careful. But I tell you one thing, if I ever have a flashlight and I point into a hole and I see an eye, bro, let's go.
I don't think a geologist would want to be bothered with this. This looked crazy.
So I've been thinking about Michael Jackson recently, knowing what I know now about how Hollywood actors play multiple roles. I thought to myself, did Michael really transition from looking like that to looking like that? Or did they just have several different actors play the role of Michael? And well, I did some research. And well, if you're not familiar with my channel, what you need to know is that sometimes they tell us that these celebrities die, and they don't really die. They just become other celebrities, like Chris Cornell becoming Jonathan Rumi, and Prince becoming David Blaine, and Kurt Cobain becoming the Weezer star Rivers Cuomo, and Adam Driver and Keanu Reeves, and Jim Carrey and Keanu Reeves, and well, you know, the Prez over here, and the King, MAGA King, the King of rock and roll. Anyway, they do this. This is known. They do this. So then I brought my attention back here and I thought maybe that Michael isn't even the same as that Michael. And like I said, I did some research. And well, one thing you need to know is that faces aren't symmetrical this close, where everything lines up unless it's the same person. Case in point, Donnie Boy here and RFK Jr. They don't line up at all. When you try to put the noses together, the lips don't line up, or when you try to put the eyes together, they're off significantly. But what I found with Michael, over and over again, even though the noses look different here, he always came back symmetrical. So symmetrical, in fact, that I personally couldn't deny that this Mikey was the same as this Mikey. So it just kind of confirmed that there was some serious craziness going on here because yeah, well, he may have had some sort of skin disorder. There was also plastic surgery upon plastic surgery upon plastic surgery. And did you end up seeing who he ended up looking like? Have you ever seen how ridiculously similar he looks like to an ancient Egyptian artifact? Literally to the point where his face is symmetrical to the statue. And like I said, this doesn't happen this well unless the faces are a match. So I don't know what's going on here, but what I do know is that they've been removing statues' faces for a long time. Kind of like how they removed the original Statue of Liberty face to now look like this, probably so we didn't know that the original Statue of Liberty face looked exactly like a certain king of rock and roll that I already mentioned. Maybe these statues are tributes to the fallen angels that have been here for as long as the earth has been around. Because could you imagine seeing statues like the Statue of Liberty and all these other giant ancient old relics and seeing how they were faces that matched celebrities and movie stars and politicians? Well, that might be a dead giveaway that these people have been around a lot longer than they would like us to know. But of course, this is all for entertainment purposes. I'm sure that the Statue of Liberty looking exactly like Elvis, and Elvis having a perfectly symmetrical face to you-know-who. Just a coincidence in all these other celebrities' faces who match up perfectly, and if you've seen the videos I've done of these, share identical birthmarks, I'm sure just a coincidence too. And actors like Brad Pitt definitely don't play other actors like Benicio del Toro. That's crazy talk. I'm a satire account, and like I said, all for entertainment. Oh yeah, and of course I couldn't forget there was entertainment too that Michael looks exactly like a 4,000-year-old statue, even down to the nose manipulation. Coincidence for sure.
4 times NASA said that the Earth was flat and non-rotating. The very first requirement for landing an aircraft is that the Earth is flat and non-rotating. This one's in the general equations of motion for a damaged asymmetric aircraft, rigid body equations of motion over a flat, non-rotating Earth. These are all on the NASA website, by the way. You don't have to search hard. There's tons of documents. I just grabbed 4 of them. Another one about aircrafts, it says this simulation assumes a vehicle with 6 degrees of freedom and aerodynamic symmetry in roll, and the missile position in space is computed relative to a flat, non-rotating Earth. This one's on how helicopters work. The helicopter equations of motion are given in body axes with respect to a flat, non-rotating Earth. If you still believe that we live on a globe, I don't even know what to tell you. TikTok, this is for entertainment only.
NASA's looking at one half of the world fighting with the other half on whether the world is flat or not, and all the while, their website got all the answers.
JT has finally did it, y'all. As you can see by this picture behind me. She literally in a picture with Rick Owens and Michelle Lamy. Y'all all know they are hella demonic. She Rick Owen down from head to toe. Like they always say, you're only a product of your environment. So you hanging around people like this, you already know you're just like them. But I'm pretty sure this was her initiation, y'all. Like the pictures that they took, they got a little candle set up and everything. Y'all, just look at the picture. I'm telling y'all, this was her initiation. When y'all see her pop out with some new music and that shit just go up, I'm talking about bigger than it ever has. You all know why. Uzi spent the last couple of years already converting her to Satan, and now they just finished it off. I believe they are now her handlers. We all know her rap career fell off. Her and Young Miami wasn't cutting it. I'm just trying to figure out, other than the reason why I said, why do y'all think she'd be around people like this? If she don't have nothing going for herself. But she had some popularity, and they like, yeah, if you want to keep that popularity and get some more opportunities, all you got to do is give that yeah.
Yeah, Zariax is right. She's going to have new sponsored deals, and she's going to be #1 on the Billboard charts for a long time.
They're small. Some would say even cute.
So this is Chip on the left, and that's Dale on the right.
2 woolly mice made famous, born on the cutting edge of science.
These are the most precision-edited animals on the planet. We're not happy about it. We're thrilled about it.
The DNA breakthrough by Colossal Biosciences, all part of CEO Ben Lamb's plan to resurrect the woolly mammoth and other extinct species and return balance to ailing ecosystems.
We actually took the genes that made a mammoth, mapped them to mice, and in only 1 month, we produced living, healthy little mice.
So we're here to tell people, before woolly mammoths come mice?
Before woolly mammoths, we get woolly mice. This is a validation step on our way to the mammoth.
Colossal altering 7 mammoth genes, such as hair thickness, color, and ability to store fat, key for cold environments before applying them to Chip and Dale.
I never thought that mice could captivate and inspire the way these two guys have.
Colossal's chief animal officer, Matt James, says pictures are pouring in from all over the country. Students inspired by science, he says, could save endangered species and usher a new era of conservation.
To the skeptics who say Colossal's playing God, what do you say?
I would argue that we have a real issue as humanity of playing God every day with nature. I think what we're doing is trying to reverse the course, try to repair the sins that humanity's already committed.
Colossal says its first woolly mammoth is on track for 2028. These two more than happy to soak up the spotlight. Till then. Morgan Chesky, NBC News, Dallas.
It seems all innocent now until those mice get bigger than the English Mastiff. But that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for coming through, and if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like this video on your way out, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.